G'day and welcome to this week's FriBaT, Friday Beers and Tools with Andy. This week we have a very interestingly named beer. The Hopmosphere comes from Colossal Brewing, available through Dan Murphy's and BWS, etc. And there, right up on it, it says, this classic West Coast IPA is vibrant with bold hoppy aromas and irresistible big tropical fruit flavours such as mango with a hint of ripe apricot and a dash of citrus. The delicious bright fruit explodes on the palate. Alright, let's give it a go. Happy Friday. Straight away, apricot. Wow, really? Quite very apricot-y. Quite surprising. This is a 2.1 standard drink can, so it is 7% ABV. Comes from Colossal Brewing, as I mentioned. It is an Indian pale ale, so therefore it fits with my pale ale palate well. It is very fruity. Probably a little bit too much. No, that's not fair. Probably a little more than what I would like. Easy drinking. I don't know whether I could have more than one or two. Alright, who am I kidding? 3. 7%. Yeah, it's going to put you on your ass pretty quick too. It's not bad. It's different. Alright, we need to talk on the Spanner scale. What do we give the Hopmosphere on the Spanner scale? West Coast Indian Pale Ale. That's a 3.5 out of 5 for me. Nothing wrong with it. It's probably just a little too fruity for me. If you like fruity West Coast Pale Ale, that could be a good go-to beer for you. But it's probably just a little bit too fruity for me. 3.5 out of 5. Alright, on to this week's tool. We have another Amazon tool. This is the Kaiweets HT100 non-contact voltage tester, used by electricians and technicians. And what does it do? Well, it lets you know when there is AC voltage present. What's in the box? Comes with some instructions, with some warnings. And it's very nice, pen shaped, with an LCD screen, which I'll show you in a second after I start it up. It does require 2 AA batteries, which just go into the end here, and it does come with those batteries. Has a pocket snap fitting like a pen, and it does have a torch built into it, an LED torch. When you turn it on, it has a backlit LCD screen, a little bit hard to see there, and hold the button down to turn on the torch. Oops, I just turned it off. Hold this button down to turn on the torch, and quite a nice little bright torch as well. So what does it do? Well, when electricians and technicians are working in live environments, we would really like to know when there are live cables nearby. And I'll demonstrate this in a minute with an extension lead. This has a dual dual range and can detect from 12 volts to 1000 volts and 48 volts to 1000 volts. The dual range is particularly handy because you really you don't need to detect low AC voltage. However, higher voltage is very important to know that it is there. It is an important safety bit of equipment to add to your kit, especially if you're doing electrical work. And of course, in Australia, almost all high voltage electrical work has to be done by a licensed electrician. Otherwise, you're not doing it legally. However, there's an awful lot of tinkerers, and having one of these is particularly handy. As it's mentioned, it's non-contact, so it doesn't need to actually physically contact like a normal multimeter needs to. And I can demonstrate here with an extension lead that I have. So you can see, unless I'm very close to the lead itself, and the high-speed beeping and the red flash, hard to show you here, is indicating that that's the active. When you turn it around, sorry, that's the active there, high speed and red. When you find the neutral, it will still beep but at a different rate, and it will flash with the LCD screen will flash green, will be on green. Particularly handy. This is a relatively cheap product and handy to add to your toolkit. This was a whole $17.89 delivered from Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description below if you want to add one to your kit. It is a definite safety, a good additional safety item to your toolkit. So this product at $17.50 odd is a cheap version. Fluke actually do a version that is also available on Amazon, and I'll also put a link down here, and it is $36.50. Klein Tools also do one, and it is around about the same price, about $34, $35. So you can buy name brand ones. They're not particularly expensive. I'm actually surprised by that. Even the Fluke one, surprised, is a big difference, and especially if you're just starting out, or if you're not a professional electrician but you want to have something in your kit to be able to detect live voltage without actually using a meter. This is a particularly handy addition to your kit. For $17.50, it goes without saying, for me it's a 5 out of 5 for value. It is Chinese, but it seems to be quite well made, and in fact probably you'll find that the Klein and the Fluke etc. are all made in China as well, because it is just a cheap type tool. For functionality, well, I've shown you how sensitive it is to picking up on the outside of a lead there, and it can determine the difference between active and neutral is impressive to me. So for me, it's a 5 out of 5 for functionality as well. It's a great little tool and a great addition to your toolkit. Link in the description to buy it. And remember, if you buy things from the link in the description, that helps out GRAYZBILDZ with a small kickback from Amazon. It doesn't add any cost to you as a purchaser. However, it does help me out a little bit as well. Alrighty, that's it for this week. Please like, share and subscribe my video. If you did like the video, please hit the like button down below. It's really important because it tells YouTube algorithm that it's a good video, and it then promotes it to other people. Please drop me a comment as well if there's something that you'd like to see me review, or if you want to ask questions about previous items that I've reviewed. Please drop a comment in the video. It helps out the channel a stack. Anyway, that's it for this week. See you next week.